do what you want, little darling, please don't cry.
So you joined Asia last year, and then, like we said before, you've been in Guns N' Roses. How do you balance introducing your own style into, established songs?
The goal is to try and make people feel as much like they're going to reminisce and make them feel as close to when they first heard the song as they can. I am not going to paint all over those pictures. I'm not going to rewrite the songs, changing the sound, the style, anything like that. I want to, as closely as I can, sound like the original, so that afterwards, after the show, people say, wow, that took me right back 30-something years. I feel like, it made me feel like I felt when I first heard it. You made me feel like the summer of 1982, or whatever it is. And I want people to, that's what I want them to experience. Now, I can never be John Wetton or Steve Howe. Like, no matter what, I am not going to sound exactly like them, but if at least I try to approach it the same way and make people feel the same way, that's what you want. You want people to react the way they did. You want them to get the same feeling from the songs. If I went out there and I sang everything with this like gritty voice and all this vibrato and a lot of distortion on the guitar, people would feel like I'm rewriting the song and I'm taking away that nostalgia that they came there to experience. And I don't want to do that. That's the opposite goal that I have. I want people afterwards to have that feeling that they always have when they listen to the songs.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going for. And I spent a lot of time changing the way I sing and practicing new ways of singing so that I could approach it more like John Wetton, because he would sing where he would hit high notes on vowels that I never did. Like I was always more of the Bruce Dickinson kind of like very bright and open and big vibrato and, that kind of, just, run to the hills, like that kind of sound. And now I have to approach it where I'm like all the opposite stuff, the E's and the Oo's, I have to hit and without vibrato. That's the thing, John Wetton was badass. Like he didn't, he went straight for the note and he nailed it without vibrato, which is your safety. With vibrato, you're in the ballpark. You're sharp and you're flat and you're in the range of the note. But he would do it without and just nail it exact. And that took practice to hit these higher notes using E's and ooh vowels that are more closed and with a tone that's not so bright, that's more chesty and back of the nasal passage. And like that took a lot of practice in figuring out physically, internally, how to do that and how to make that a habit so that I will default to that when I'm in front of people and suddenly I'm like, oh my God, I'm singing in front of 4,000 people, don't screw up, and that I don't fall into old habits and just give it that it was pretty tough. One time glory, right in my gaze, that I kind of sound. And
did you have lessons, like singing lessons, to try and help you? No,
I just
practice
every day for 8 hours in here, playing the guitar parts and singing the parts and trying to get comfortable doing two different people's parts at once, finding where they would anchor together on which accents and words and things, and just coordinating. Because there's a lot of guitar riffs that you have to sing different notes when you slow it down, like, don't cry now that I have found you. There's that, do what you want, little down, please. I screwed it up because I haven't practiced it. It's, and the vocals are, do what you want, little down, please don't cry, while the guitar is hitting. So you have to hit like the second, cry, and hitting those together. Do what you want, little down, please don't cry. And just getting all those little things down. So it was a lot of getting used to singing and playing like different people, two different people doing them as one person, and just Yeah. So I put a lot of practice in to make sure that, most importantly, that I sang it correctly. And I did my best. I did what I could to try and have the tone and the approach that John Wetton had. Normally, I'm a big, bloated vibrato kind of singer, just that,
Yeah,
that
like Bruce Dickinson, like you were just saying. So, how long were you rehearsing for then?
on my own, I spent a good 2 solid months, 8 hours a day
Wow.
of just getting myself comfortable to do it. And then when we got together, it was just 2 days
Okay,
to try
yeah.
and get everything coordinated, get the sound man, our front of house guy to be familiar with the songs and know when to do this and to do that, and to tweak my guitar sounds and everything.
God, that's nuts. I don't know how you can sing and play at the same time. That just boggles my mind. So,
Well, think of it this way. Think of it as your hand is picking
yeah,
and this hand is fretting. They're two different things, but you're getting that down. So it's the same kind of thing that you practice it, you get it. Yeah.
true. Practice makes perfect. So, what was Chinese democracy like to work on? Because I know that it's shrouded in all these rumors that it was a crazy album to make. We knew it took a million years to make and stuff. What was it like? I know you said that you came in towards the end once the songs were
I
already
mean,
down.
yeah, they started writing it, I guess, in the late 90s. And when I came into the band, we started touring in 2006. A lot of the stuff was already demoed and the foundation was laid, and it was already, a lot of things were built on it. As we toured, I started developing my own ideas and parts for the songs. And then in between tours in 2006 and 7, it would be me and Karam, the producer. We would be in the studio in LA or New York, a good 14 hours a day, just trying every possibility and all different things to see what could work.
Yeah.
Every kind of thing, like some weird fretless thing or some bluesy thing or some just kind of nasty gritty thing or something all technical, all different approaches. And then they would decide what they thought matched the best out of all the different things that we tried, and that would be on the album. And sometimes it would be more than one thing. Like I remember in the song, was it Shackler's Revenge? At the end of the song, I had one thing that went, doing that. And then at the same time, there's another guitar part that was going, and doing all this tapping stuff on, and singing while doing that, I don't believe there's a reason I don't believe it. I don't believe there's a reason I don't. Yeah, and you just practice. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, it was 14 hours of a lot of experimenting and seeing what would best serve the song. Yeah. And then in the end, they put it all together and created this masterpiece, this one-of-a-kind album that no other album in the history of rock has had such a journey that this one did, where it's gone through band member changes that were included and included their layers into this thing, and even technology changes and this and that, and so many things like that is packed with so much history in each song. And there is so much to hear. There's so much going on in every song. Yeah, and they found a way to balance it all and take, drums, loops, bass, piano, synths, lead vocals, backing vocals, multiple guitars, string sections, like all in there, just perfectly balanced to work with each other and not step on each other. Yeah. Yeah, and I always said,
it must have been great for you though, because you're not just a singer, guitarist, bass player. You are also a producer. You engineer, you mix, you compose. So were you quite involved in that side of it as well?
just guitar. For that, in my own stuff, I do it all. In other bands, like with the band Art of Anarchy that I had,
Yes.
Founding member, core, songwriter, did all the recording and mixing and mastering and everything. And with Sons of Apollo, recording my own guitar stuff. And, you know, will I mix the next record? Who knows, you know? Yeah, and when we do any alternate stuff, like acoustic versions, you know, they send me their tracks, I mix it all and do all of that. And so, yeah, I am very involved in every band I'm in, except for the ones that, you know, except for Guns N' Roses and Asia, which, yeah, but everything else that I've ever done, you know, have been what I dreamed being in a band was when I was a little kid and wanted to start doing this. And that's the thing, that's what was important to me as time went on. It's like, being a hired gun is not in my spirit. It's not what fulfills me. You know, there's a million people that it does, and they do it so great, and they do it so well, and they just love to play, and they're happy to play. You know, the bigger stage, the better, and wonderful, and just playing with great musicians. But I need the creative aspect of it, and I need the main thing I do, whether it's big or small, for me to be happy on this earth. I need to be creating, and I need to be part of that thing that when I was 5 years old and I heard Kiss Alive, and when I heard the Beatles, it's like, here's 4 members that you know on a first name basis, and there's a magical chemistry that they have together. And that's what I want. I want to be part of that. And, you know, I just couldn't not do that anymore. So yeah, so that's what has always been important to me. So something like Asia, we'll go out every once in a while, we'll do a tour, we'll make people happy, and the band are such wonderful guys, and we'll have a great time. But, you know, when it gets down to what I want to do with my life, it's creating. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear that entirely. So what you mentioned, Art of Anarchy, what's happening with that? Are you guys still a band, or where?
Oh, we've had a lot of singer troubles in that band. So, yeah. So right now the band is on hiatus until we sort out, you know, the mess, and then hopefully, you know, we can start up again if everybody's up for it.
Why don't you just sing?
You know, that has been said to me a bunch of times, but the band was made to be bass, drums, 2 guitars, and a singer. And, you know, if I'm gonna sing and play guitar and write in something, I feel like it's not my role in that band. That's, for me, that's Bumblefoot. You know, that's my own band. And I would rather just be a songwriter and second guitarist and backing vocalist. Kind of the way I'm the guitarist and backing vocalist in Sons of Apollo. Like, I feel like that is where I'm properly contributing to that band to make it what it is. You know, it's almost like I would be taking too big a role if I was singing and second guitar player in Art of Anarchy. Like, for me, like, for it to be what it was supposed to be, it needs a lead singer, and it needs a Captain Kirk, and I just need to be Spock on the side. Yeah.
So I reckon you could handle the lead singing duties, no problem. But what do you think? I think you kind of touched on it a little bit just then, but what do you think your greatest asset as a guitarist is? Like, in general, kind of thing, not just in that band?
Oh, don't know. Well, I guess, you know, most people want me to just do the widdly diddly stuff. And so most people call upon me to do, I guess, the pyrotechnics kind of thing, which is fun. But what I love most and what I hope I'm contributing most is songwriting.
What do you know now that you wish you'd known when you first started?
So many things. I mean, you don't stop learning. Just whether it's about the subtlety of vibrato or the importance of finding the right tone, or just making sure that you stay behind the beat and let the drummer be the beat and you just be the reflection of it after, or, you know, like, let the drummer be the splash and you be the wave of it. Be the shadow of the drum hits, I should say. Never step in front of the groove. So many things. I wouldn't know where to begin. Like, what would I tell my younger self?
Yeah.
Well, I always practiced with the metronome, and that would be the first thing I would tell anyone, no matter where you are. The metronome is your best friend. It is the tool of professionals, not beginners. You know, you don't outgrow the metronome.
Do you still use a metronome? No, you've got an internal one now, haven't you?
I mean, I do, but for the most part, the way I use it is it's going to be a click track in a song that I might be laying something to. So that's my metronome. Or if I'm trying to get down a certain crazy riff and I'm taking it slow, when you're practicing, the easy parts of the riff, you'll speed up, and the slower parts, you'll play a little bit slower. The metronome forces you to stay on and to stay consistent. So I will still, if there's something challenging that I'm working on, I will break out the metronome and I will stay with that thing for an hour and slowly, you know, just 1 BPM, 2 BPMs at a time, raise it every couple of times. And then the next day, do the same thing, but maybe start 2 BPMs higher or faster. And just keep doing that until I have it down. And then I'll just keep going until it's faster than I need it to be. And I really have it down in muscle memory and just, you know, can see all the parts before they happen quick enough that I can play it okay.
Someone else said this to me, that I need to get a metronome, and I've been putting it off, but I think now you've said it, I have to do it, don't I, really?
Yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
Damn!
Yep.
Yes, okay, Ron, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great to chat to you, and so insightful as well. I mean, you're such a phenomenal player, so it's so great to get you on and just sort of try and understand what's going on in there, because there's a lot.
This could be a very long conversation, so you have to just keep cutting me off. Otherwise, I'll just ramble for hours. It's really great to see you again and chat with you again.
Yes.
The time was, I guess, July 1st, 2018, was it?
I think it was. It was Rambling Man, and we were in the studio with all the hay bales.
Yep, and and I rolled back and fell into the hay and knocked a piece of wood over. And,
yeah, that was fun. Brilliant. Well, listen, thank you so much.
Thank
Take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
I hope so, yeah.